Well, congratulations, Gary. Probably mixed emotions, really, because it's always good to come away with 3 points, but the side weren't really at their best today, were they?
No, John, very mixed, as you say, but pleased to win the game, of course. And, strange sort of game. I felt they had the better of the early stages of the game, but I felt we had a couple of counter attacks where one we got a corner from and Kieran rose very well in the box and put us 1-0 up against the run of the play at that time, and before they brushed themselves down we had another good move where Jake Caprice has got down the byline, put a great ball into the penalty area, and Bruno Andre has arrived and put us 2-0 up. Well, as I say, against the run of the play, and they had a lot of possession, John, a lot of long throws coming into the box, we're having to defend. Jake Cole had to make a couple of good saves, and going in 2-0 at half time I wasn't comfortable. As I said to the players, we've been 2-0 up at Southport this season, we've been 2-0 up at Guiseley this season, and if we didn't watch ourselves in the second half, we could have a repeat showing. And to be honest with you, John, you have to see and believe the kick-offs what we had at the start of the second half, not once but twice. Very, very disappointing in respect of letting them get a goal within 45 seconds of the second half, and then before we brushed ourselves down we've had a carbon copy of kicking off to turn around and be in possession of the ball and go into their half, and done exactly the same and got punished again, and no one pressed the ball, and 2 each from there, John. It was always going to be a frustrating and a thoughtful second half of what was going to come out of the game going forward, but we made some changes with 15 or 20 minutes to go, got Joey Jones on, got Johnny Goddard on and Jez So on, and that weren't no disrespect to the boys coming off. We had to turn around and try and get a little bit of freshness at that time. We'd lost our way and they looked like they were gaining a little bit more momentum, even though there wasn't too much going at Jake Cole. But, we've intercepted the ball on the halfway line. Matt Wilson done very, very well. We intercepted it well. Credit to Johnny Goddard, and Johnny Goddard has been the player, no doubt about it, all season. Very, very consistent with high quality. And he's put the ball away, John, and as I say, I'm pleased for John Goddard. He's been out over the last 3.5 weeks with an hamstring, but he's been a big part for this football club this season, and there's no doubt about it, John. There's been a lot of people seeing and watching John over the course of the season, and high hopes of him pushing on and moving on, John, where he, in my opinion, should be now at a Football League club.
And he took his goal remarkably well, didn't he? Kept his head and just rolled it past the keeper. No panic whatsoever.
No, he's a good player. He's a good player. He came to the club, as I was saying earlier today or tonight, 3 years ago. Came from Hazen Yedding. He sent his CV in, and Steve Thompson looked at it, liked what he see. He come training, looked quality in training, and he was a little bit unlucky that pre-season, but the boy's always been that way at the club, John. In our time there, he's worked with us, he's been prepared to listen, he's been very professional, he's understood certain things, and he's become this season, without doubt, after so many senior players either retiring or senior players moving on, he's really stood up and took the task of being a senior player at such a young age of 22. And any player, any level of football, to get, as I say, 18, 19 goals from midfield at this standard, or any standard of football, you have to take notice of. And as I say, very pleased for him, and we're pleased to get the 3 points. We had good travelling supporters. Last away game of the season, 1 game to go, and hopefully we can get 3 points next week.
And next up is Eastleigh, who I believe now have to win next Saturday to stand any chance of getting into the playoffs. So given what happened at their place with that winner of the 96th minute, it would be nice, wouldn't it, to try and put one over them?
Yeah, well, whether it's Eastleigh or anybody else, John, we've got a game to go. We want to get them 3 points. We've got to try our best, hopefully, to still possibility of hopefully getting in the top 12. And that's our aim. There's no secret about it. That's our aim. We've got to get as high as we can. But over the last 7 or 8 games, after a real bad time, John, we've got some results together. We've dug in and started to pull up a little bit recently, and I say we're going to land up around the halfway mark at the end of the season. When I look at that, John, with what's gone on in respect to the start of the season, the injuries and everything, one way or another, and losing Dan Ullman to go on and basically be the difference between Cheltenham winning the league, no doubt about that. We lost a big player there, and at the end of the day, to land up round the halfway mark in the season with a lot of frustrating ups and downs for everybody on and off the pitch at the football club, it won't be a bad league position if we can turn around and, as I say, give it our best efforts to try and get 3 points next week.
Why do you think, Gary, there has been this gradual improvement over the last few matches?
I think really a little bit. We've got into a system which we wanted to try, and the players have bought into it that way. But I think there's been a few discussions along the way, and I think a few own truths have been come out in the open, and being fair to players as well, John. No, we let players have their say about what they would like and what they think. You have to do that, John. It can't always be one way with the management team. But you know, we've got probably a little bit more of a settled number of players involved. We let one or two players go back, reducing our numbers, John, because like I say, there's one or two players I did want to fetch in before the window closed, but wasn't allowed to. At the end of the day, I think it's probably a case of basically that we couldn't go up, we couldn't go down, but you know, we've got our head down. But we've had a settled 16 or 17 to work with over the last, you know, 8 or 9 games, and the last 8 or 9 games I think we've picked 6 results out of that. So getting better towards the end, but as I say, if we can get that result next week and land up in the top 12, I'll be chuffed.
Lovely, thank you very much, Gary. Safe journey home.
Cheers, thank you.